Whoa, I am totally like in the Matrix and stuff. This is crazy. Ones and zeros, and I can see the future of video games. It's digital.
What are you doing?
Why are you in my shot?
Why are you saying the future of video games is digital? All video games are digital.
Well, actually, Pong was analog. But that's not important right now, okay? I don't mean the future of video games are digital. The future of video game distribution is digital. None of this go to a store and buy a game in a plastic box crap. The future is games on demand, right in the comfort of your very own home.
Is that what today's game life is about?
Oh, well, today's game life was going to be about the history of Matrix games, but your idea sounds a lot better. Did you know that you can download video games on your video game console right from the comfort of your own home? A lot of people don't, but Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Wii all have services that let you do just that. But even though every video game company knows they've got to be in this business because it's the future, not all of them quite know what they're doing just yet. And that's why today we're going to rate all 3 of the digital download services, if for no other reason than rating things ticks off fanboys. Now, if you're talking about downloading games on consoles, you've got to start with Xbox Live Arcade. Microsoft's Games on Demand store got its start way back on the original Xbox, where you could download a small selection of retro arcade games. But it's a central feature of the Xbox 360. A lot of people thought that the 360's biggest launch title was the $10 downloadable shooter Geometry Wars. Xbox Live Arcade now plays host to over 100 different games, from Puzzle Quest to Penny Arcade Adventures. Microsoft has a reputation for controlling their service with an iron grip. They carefully pick and choose the games they want. They're even going to start taking games off the service that aren't performing up to expectations. And they have very small file size limits, so developers are limited to the kinds of games they can make. But Microsoft's tight control does have benefits for consumers. Every game has a demo, so you can try everything for free before you buy it. And remember, when you're downloading a game, you can't trade it back into the store, so demos are crucial. Xbox Live Arcade is good, but it's not quite where it needs to be. I give it a B+ for now, and a C for potential, since Microsoft doesn't want to let the free market figure itself out and let developers put any game they want onto the service. There's an old saying that I just made up that goes like this: if even Nintendo is doing something, there's got to be money in it. So you know that digital delivery is the future when Nintendo's president is getting all misty-eyed about indie talent and the democratization of game development. There is cash to be had. For the first year of Wii's life, Games on Demand was limited to Virtual Console, where you could buy retro games from Nintendo's history, as well as plenty of games from its former competitors like Sega Genesis and Neo Geo. Right now, there are over 200 games on Virtual Console, although they're not releasing them as fast as they used to. They've gone from 4 games a week to about 1 or 2. In great part, that's because Nintendo has unveiled WiiWare, its download channel for original games. Nintendo themselves are taking a backseat and letting indie developers have the spotlight. Some of the standout hits include Defend Your Castle, a version of the popular Flash game, and Lost Winds, a clever platform game in which you use the Wiimote's motion controls to make the wind blow. But WiiWare has some pressing issues. There are no demos, no try before you buy. And Nintendo has much more stringent size requirements than Microsoft does, so games are smaller. And they have to be because the Wii only has about half a gigabyte of storage for games, and you can't expand it. So if you buy a lot of WiiWare games, you have to delete your old ones. A lot. I give WiiWare a B for now and a B- for potential. Nintendo has a ton of games on the service, far more than their competitors, but they need to get a proper storage system in order. And then there was Sony. Much like Xbox Live Arcade and WiiWare, I'm of two minds about Sony's PlayStation Store. On the one hand, Sony seems to have absolutely none of the restrictions that Microsoft and Nintendo do. You can make games as big as you want because every PS3 has a big hard drive. In fact, Sony has released a few games on both Blu-ray disc and PlayStation Store, like Warhawk. In this way, Sony is closer to the reality of digital distribution than their competitors are. Yeah, direct download is going to be great for little pick-up-and-play arcade games, but it'll be just as important for full-on, big-budget games, the very same you'd get in the stores. And while Microsoft and Nintendo are kind of looking at maybe doing this in the future, Sony is all over it right now. So what's the problem? There's not very much on the PlayStation Store. So far in 2008, there's only been like 10 games. That's not a long tail marketplace. That's not even a short head. The area where Sony could really go for volume, classic PlayStation 1 games, which were available by the hundreds on the Japanese PlayStation Store, has been a total bust in America, where there's only a tiny handful. What's up with that? So, PlayStation Store shows a lot of promise, and is probably really close to what we're going to be using in 5-10 years from now. I'm giving it a C for now, but an A for potential. Let's see if they use it.